everybody, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here and enjoy our content, feel free to subscribe to our channel and click that little bell, that way you never miss a notification. Today is just going to be probably a very large update video. We've not made content for a couple of weeks, but before that we didn't make content for about 3 weeks due to our front stuck situation, but we already had videos scheduled out, so we just posted those once a week and didn't have to film anything. But basically we haven't filmed a single video for about a month now, and the first reason was because one of our headmates were front stuck for several weeks, and he didn't feel comfortable filming, so that happened. That was rough, and we got through it at least. And then after that we had a lot of stressors come up in our life. A lot of things triggered us. Everything kind of felt like it was falling apart. I think we made a video on it and then we deleted it because we were just like, oh no, this is just too much, you know? And so everything was really overwhelming, and we just we didn't really have it in us to make any more content for a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much what went down. But of course I'm going to go into a little bit more detail with that. So basically the front stuck situation happened for several weeks. We don't have that happen often, but when it does, it's very confusing, it's very difficult, it's very exhausting, and it's just really overwhelming. So yeah, we still haven't actually figured out why that even happened, so that's another thing. We're gonna try and work on that, maybe, I don't know. But after that we had some issues pop up in our life. We had very high hopes that, you know, that we would get into housing relatively quickly. However, that's not going to be the case. We learned some very difficult information, and that kind of set us off on a really downward spiral with our mental health, and it was just a lot. It was too much, and we couldn't handle it. So we had to take a complete break, and only talking to, you know, a few select people, posting on a private account that we have, and just, you know, keeping things as limited as possible on our social media. And so we took a full break from YouTube for several weeks, and now we're back. We're feeling okay enough to at least make this update video. I don't know, we haven't really thought of any more content to make at this time. I think we're gonna have a look over our own video that we made on what to expect on our channel, to have a look at that and maybe come up with something. I don't know yet. If you guys have any ideas, let us know in the comments. We're always willing to do new things, to be open to ideas. So let us know if you have anything you would, you know, prefer seeing on our channel. But for now, this is just going to be an update video. So we had a very low mental health moment. Our therapist helped us through that. We almost went inpatient. We didn't end up going inpatient. We had a lot of things to think about when it came to that. We knew that what inpatient would mostly help us with would have been obviously our mental health, taking our medications regularly because we suck at that, and, you know, like getting back into the groove of things. However, it would not help with our housing situation, and we would have needed somebody to watch our son, and our anxiety, just at the thought of that, like our anxiety went through the roof, and we just couldn't bring ourselves to do that. Not that we don't trust the people that would have watched our son, we absolutely 100% do trust them, but it's just our son has never been away from us. He has been with us since birth, and like yeah, in the past we've had friends watch him while we worked, but we haven't worked in a while now. And so it's just really always just been us and him. And even though that would have been like a temporary thing, inpatient would have been temporary, it was still too much. Like we just couldn't do it. So that was rough. So we didn't end up going inpatient. But that is still an option for us if we choose to in the future, if we need to. But our mental health just like plummeted. Like, we couldn't sleep. We stopped taking our medication. And granted, we've struggled to stay on our meds since we started them. We were horrible at keeping a routine with medication, but we're working on some internalized communication right now to try and help that. So we're going to try and get back on our meds. We're going to try. Absolutely no promises on that, but we're going to try. Another thing with the inpatient thing, we worried that if we weren't here, that we would lose our room at the shelter, and then when we got out of inpatient, we wouldn't have a place to go. So that was like another worry. But yeah, I don't know. We didn't end up going inpatient, so it all worked out, I guess. We had a really big depressive episode. And we didn't leave our house unless it was for therapy, and that was like once a week. So we stayed in a lot, and that really didn't help either. Our therapist had to help motivate us to get back into songwriting and writing our book and other things, and we're finally getting back into that. We're working on our book again. We're working on our music-ish, kind of. Not really. I don't really know what we're doing with that yet. But we're definitely working on our book mostly right now. We are finally making a video, so that's a good thing, I guess. We had a lot of dissociation, and it's kind of interfered with therapy a little bit. Like when we go in to have a therapy session, we're just like, we want to talk about things, but there's so many people nearby, and it's just really hard to concentrate. It's hard for us to switch in therapy. That's more like an unconscious struggle. Like we want to let everybody out, but I don't know. Just switching in therapy is just not the easiest for us. Try to think. Oh, our therapist is adding somebody to our mental health team, someone that's, I think he's a psychiatrist, she said, and that he knows a lot about DID, so he's not necessarily there to help us, he's there to help our therapist and our psychiatrist to better help us. I hope that makes sense. I didn't take any notes on this is just kind of like a spur-of-the-moment video, so I'm probably rambling. I feel like I'm rambling. Trying to think what else happened. Yeah, I don't know, like I guess our mental health just went to shit and we got really overwhelmed, but now we're kind of ish back, just a little bit. We're gonna try and get back into making videos, and I don't know, whenever we can. We're gonna try though, promise. We have some ideas, but it's going to take a little bit of time before we can actually start working on them because they cost money. But one of our parts wants to get more into spell work, like Wiccan, pagan, stuff like that. And she's been really drawn to it lately, and it's been giving her some peace of mind, some calm feelings, and we totally support that kind of stuff, obviously. And so we're gonna let her do her thing, let her do what she wants. She might make a video on it, I don't know yet. I don't know what she wants to do, but that's something, like a hobby that we want to start up. And the other thing that would cost money for us to do, we found this website, and it lets you clone other people's voices and then do a text to speech with it. So basically, let's see, like one of our alters, Valentine, his voice sounds a lot like V from V for Vendetta, and he also uses that bass claim. So we would clone the character's voice, and then he would be able to use that voice and do a text-to-speech, type out whatever he wants to say, and then save that audio and be able to use that. And we just thought that was like the coolest thing, like the coolest thing. And so we're gonna try and use that soon, hopefully. Maybe sometime next month, I don't know yet. But our goal with that, we have 2 different goals for that. We want to use it in therapy because we feel like it would help a lot of our parts that just feel really uncomfortable in the body because they can't sound like themselves. And so we want to use it for that. We want to use it in therapy and let those parts come out and type out what they want to say to our therapist and like actually be face-to-face with their therapist and speak how they speak inside. We thought that would be really, really helpful. And then we also want to use it for our book. So we've been writing a book. We published it at some point and then we unpublished it and then we lost the file and it's like a whole situation. So we're rewriting our book again. But our book is going to be a series and it's about the stuff that happens in our inner world. And yeah. So obviously with that, it has all of our alters in it, or in their perspectives on things. And we want to use this like audio cloning thing to make an audiobook on our own. And like whenever a specific alter is talking or saying something from the book, have that alter's literal voice present itself in the audiobook. But we just thought that would be so cool. So that's going to be a little project that we're going to work on. That's going to take us a long time to even really fully finish. So what we're thinking about doing with that, and if you guys are interested, whenever we do start it, that we'll post it here on YouTube and let you guys listen to the audiobook 1 chapter at a time, because that's how we're going to have to do it. But I don't know, we just thought that would be really cool. And then like obviously when the book is fully finished and like all the audio versions of it are fully done, then we'll post like the full length book on YouTube. I don't know. That's just an idea, just something that came up and we thought it would be really fun. But let us know what you guys think of that. Like, we think it'd be really cool. But yeah. So anyway, that's just a couple of things that we want to do creative-wise. And also something that we think would help with therapy. And then obviously letting one of our parts do her little hobby religious thing. I don't know what to really consider that. But yeah. She also wants to sell some stuff on Etsy whenever she actually does fully start that process. And I think she had several ideas, but I don't personally know what any of them are. I just know she had a lot of ideas. But maybe she'll make a video on it at some point, I don't know. Anyway, that's kind of her update, I guess. I think also with therapy, we're gonna bring this up to our therapist today, actually, and talk to her about it. So obviously, since we've been not in our own place, like we've been in a shelter, we haven't really worked on our trauma processing and our trauma work. And I feel like, since we stopped doing that, obviously ignoring that and not focusing on it has made things worse with our mental health. For the past week, we have had flashbacks. I'm talking literally every single day and every single night. And sometimes it's certain parts that are front that are experiencing it, and then sometimes they're inside or they're near the front and they're experiencing it, and it is leaking through to whoever is front, and it's just rough. It's a lot. There's been a lot of body memories which are horrendous. There's been a lot of like visual flashbacks and emotional flashbacks, and it's literally been every single day and every single night. And we're struggling to sleep, we're struggling to function. And so I feel like, you know, it's time to actually start up the trauma work again so that way we can actually start processing it again instead of just waiting and putting it on hold. So we're going to talk to our therapist about that today and see what she says. And I'm sure she'll honestly probably agree with it. I'm sure she'll have her concerns with it as well, because obviously the reason why we put it on hold is because of our own concerns. You know, so... but we're going to talk about it with her and see what she says and what she thinks, and we'll keep you guys updated on that, I guess. But yeah, this is just our little update video. Anyway, yeah, that's our update, I guess. I'm really dissociated as it is right now. Just trying to make this. Yeah, I don't know when we'll have another video out. I don't even know what kind of content we're going to do. Or like what kind of video topic we want to put out next. So this is just an update to let you guys know what's been going on and that things are getting better. We had to get back in the right headspace to be able to even do a video without breaking down. And I think in the last video that we made, we like literally had a full-on breakdown by the end of it because it was just so stressful. Oh, I'm so tired. Ugh. I've done forgotten what the hell I was talking about. Anyway, that's gonna be the end of this video. I don't even know what's going on now. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you all next time.